On the news, 11 vehicles burnt in petrol tanker explosion in Lagos. Tinubu appoints new CEOs for several agencies and parastatals under the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. And Lagos State Government shuts Mile 2 Owode Oniri Market over environmental breaches. Hello, welcome to the news at this time. I am Simisola Adigun. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of new chief executive officers of several agencies and parastatals under the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. The announcement was contained in a State House release issued on Friday by Ajuri Ngelale, the special advisor to the President on Media and Publicity. Ngelale said the appointment aligns with Tinubu's resolve to base Nigeria's economic revival on the foundation of trade expansion through small, medium and large-scale industry facilitation. 11 vehicles have been destroyed on Thursday as a tanker exploded at the Lagos Quadra-Point Bridge, better known as Igomu Bridge. According to the National Emergency Management Agency NEMA spokesman Ibrahim Fariloye, the accident occurred due to mechanical faults, but no lives were lost. Our correspondent Sydney Okafor has more details.
Commuters driving through Fashola Estate, Palace bus stop by Igomu Bridge, Ijara, Lagos, escaped death while a tanker laden with petrol exploded along that axis. The fatal accident happened around 7:30 p.m. when the tanker driver lost control and crash-landed into another truck, resulting in the explosion. The FRSC Sector Commander, Babatunde Fariloye, said this was a regrettable event caused by technical fault.
A loaded tanker was coming this way from the depot, going towards Igomu area and along the line. As a result of mechanical fault, lost control of the vehicle and it fell on the containerized truck.
The Controller General of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service said her team received a distress call at 7:55 p.m. and were able to tame the fire, adding that no lives were lost in the incident.
Immediately we got the call around about 19:55 hours yesterday night. We turned out the nearest fire station, which took about just 4-5 minutes to get to the scene of fire. On getting there, we were being informed that we need to turn out more vehicles, while the other station, like 3 other stations, joined the fire station on ground.
We received distress alerts over the current one from Igomu as this of a tanker crashing involving some other tankers, so we had to mobilize to the scene.
11 vehicles, including 2 tankers, 1 tipper truck, 3 cars, and 2 micro mini buses, better known as Korope, 3 trailers, got burnt. The survivors blamed the poor road condition, followed by reckless driving, as mainly responsible for the accidents.
Really, this is my own car here. I was directly behind the tanker that got fire, that caused the whole fire outbreak, directly beside it. So it's not something that somebody will tell me how it happened. I was there. I saw what really went wrong when it happens.
We have issued several complaints to the government on the deplorable state of the road and the potholes leading to the bridges cause serious traffic. The section left for the motorist movement was blocked by an abandoned vehicle, which hindered easy movement for the tanker driver. In the process of trying to maneuver his way through the tight space, the tanker overturned, spilling its contents, causing serious explosion.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who was represented by Commissioner for Information, urged Lagosians to ignore mischievous information that lives were lost in the incident.
All the information that you have heard about people dying here is false. The information that the first pictures that were put out, they were pictures of fires in some other places, far places, and not Lagos.
The Lagos State Governor said rehabilitation works on the roads will resume in earnest and orders to prevent such occurrences. Sydney Okafor, TV360, Lagos.
The Lagos State Government has announced the immediate closure of Mile 12 International and Owode Onire markets. In a statement signed by the Director of Public Affairs, Ministry of Environment and Water Resources, Kunle Adesina, the markets were sealed for filth and various environmental infractions. Adesina said the markets were closed in a joint operation carried out by enforcement officers from the Lagos Waste Management Authority and Lagos Environmental Sanitation Corps on the directives of the Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab. President Bola Tinubu has approved more than 260 road repairs across the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory FCT, Abuja. Minister of Works David Umahi revealed this to State House correspondents on Thursday after meeting with President Tinubu at the presidential villa. He added that the president has also approved the resurfacing of the Third Mainland Bridge, construction of the Lekki Deep Sea Port Road, reconstruction of 2 collapsed bridges in Enugu, among others. According to him, the emergency repairs on the 260 roads nationwide will go about 217 billion naira.
He approved over 260 roads interventions, all over the states, 36 states and the FCT. And recall last week he approved a lot of emergency road and bridges repairs. You have 3 bridges that collapsed in Southeast West Road. He approved for reconstruction immediately. We have Shandam, Lafia Bridge that collapsed. He approved also for the repairs. We have about 17 points along East West Road that have been destroyed by flood. Mr. President has approved and released money for the immediate repairs. You have, of course, the Third Mainland Bridge, the resurfacing, and then some noticeable deflection, which has to be done under the deck on top of the water with, of course, equipment. So Mr. President has also approved that. 2 bridges that collapsed in Enugu, approved by Mr. President. The 2 locations on the Onishiowere Road, Mr. President approved the reconstruction. Lokoja Abuja Road, Mr. President approved the reconstruction. So I can name them apart from the 260, emergency repairs all over the country that was about, 217 billion naira. So I'm quite glad. But this afternoon again, Mr. President also approved, the upgrading of Abuja Kefi Akwanga Lafia route. Of course, it's an ongoing, but it's on a PPP with the Chinese. We are paying 15%. And of course, the construction of, Lafia bypass dualization, from Makurdi through Oturupo, through Obolafo, down to 9th Mile. It's a major one. Mr. President has approved it.
Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, representing Anambra South Senatorial District, says he decided to defect to the All Progressives Congress, APC, because he wants the Southeast to align with the central government of President Bola Tinubu. Ubah said this when he visited the APC National Chairman, Abdullahi Ganduje, in company of the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, at the party's National Secretariat in Abuja on Thursday. While Ubah appreciated the APC leadership for accepting him into its fold, he also commended Tinubu for appointing Dave Umahi as the Minister of Works, despite the party recording low votes in the Southeast at the 2023 presidential election.
Distinguished Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, we have spoken to all and sundry. He has had personal discussion with Mr. President. He has told the President, in my presence and in the presence of the Senate leader, that he has made up his mind. He is not going to crash any political party, but he believes that the entire family of YPP in Nigeria should join you and then you become their national chairman.
It is not just about talking, it's about doing. I believe in action. Mr. President, just take it from me. I am going to deliver. The most important thing in every politics is for you to have connection with your grassroots, for you to have connection with your people, and to know the needs of your people. I have made my complaints to Mr. President in front of the Senate President and our leader, and Mr. President has graciously given me his word that he will support me. And I'm coming in at the right time.
Nigerian broadcast journalist Deji Badimosi has extended his philanthropic gesture to his alma mater, St. Ambrose Catholic Secondary School, Ondo, in the southwest part of Nigeria. 9 students and 2 teachers of the school were presented with various awards in the 4th edition of the annual Deji Badimosi Award for Academic Excellence. The award is designed to improve learning and also motivate both staff and students of the school. TV360's Tamilore Akinkwoliye has more on this story.
Teachers and students of St. Ambrose's Catholic Secondary School turned out in their numbers for the 4th Deji Badimosi Award for Academic Excellence, aimed at recognizing who have excelled in their studies and to motivate them to stay the course. The ceremony was preceded by Holy Mass celebrated by some Catholic priests. That would be followed by a cultural display by the students. And then the big moment came, the presentation of the awards. Awards the best students in each classes from junior secondary school up to the senior classes. Each awardee was presented with a plaque, textbooks, 2 pairs of school uniform, and a full scholarship for the current academic session.
For JSS1 is Omolola Oluwanifemi. JSS1 Art. One for Godwin. Hey!
Apart from emerging the best winner in the respective categories, 2 students both emerged the overall winners in the senior classes. Lydia Oladeko, who had won the best student in science in SS1, also emerged as the overall best student in the whole of SS1, which has the science, art, and commercial classes. Olaoluwa Faleyimo, who had won the best student in science in SS2, also emerged the overall best student in SS2. Both students were given special plaques and a laptop each. And for Lydia, for being a serial winner since the days in junior classes, she was given an additional 50,000 naira cash.
How do you feel that I'm so happy. What do you have to say to your fellow classmates that have not got the award? What do you have to say?
I will try to advise them to put more effort and also read to face their study.
I appreciate God and the organizer of this competition, Mr. Deji Badimosi. He's the one that made this thing to happen to them. So I just thank God for everything. I would say to other students that they should continue reading. That if you read, you may not see the effects the day you start reading, but month per month you start seeing the effects.
Celebrating the teachers for imparting knowledge to their students, 2 teachers were awarded prizes for being the best teachers in the entire school.
I never knew I can be given this award. So when my name was mentioned, it was a shock. I was like, am I dreaming? But I thank God for everything. I want to encourage our students to face their studies. I want them to be serious with their studies. They should aim high so that they can give back to the society in the future.
It came as a surprise because I never know I'm being watched. I was just doing my work. I never thought that somebody or whoever or any organization is watching me. So it came to me as a surprise that I was selected as the best teacher in senior secondary school. This is an encouragement for me to continue to do work. It means that surely God reward hard work.
Friends of Badimosi who were present at the event also made donation of various amounts in support of the initiative.
I think drilling down, we need to understand something that government cannot do everything. We all went through these structures, and we know that government is not properly funding the education sector in this country, and so we, So we have to come in now and support governments and support people with such initiatives, so that we can help to form the younger ones that are coming, so that we bring them to the ladder and make sure that they can get the benefit of what we did not get while we were growing up.
Speaking about his reason for giving back to his alma mater, Bademose says the initiative is born out of his desire to give the students a head start in life through quality education.
Basically, my intention is to motivate the students that, look, yes, they are not from wealthy backgrounds, they are not privileged like maybe some of their peers in society, but that they can achieve whatever they want to achieve in life, whatever their dream is. So that's what we're doing. The prize giving ceremony is to motivate them to really go after their dream.
Bademose, who graduated from the school about 30 years ago, has done a lot to improve the dilapidated infrastructure at his alma mater. 3 years ago, he donated several blocks of classroom to the school for a conducive environment for learning. While the school is gradually turning the part in infrastructure development, government support is still very much needed to completely change the face of St. Ambrosius Secondary School for good. Tamilore Akinkolie, TV360, Ondo.
We'll take a short break here, but still to come. Nigeria draw host Ivory Coast, Equatorial Guinea, Guinea-Bissau. Stay with us for details. Welcome back. A quick recap of our top stories. 11 vehicles have been destroyed on Thursday as a tanker exploded at the Lagos Quadrapont Bridge at Igomu. According to the National Emergency Management Agency, the accident occurred due to mechanical faults, but no lives were lost. We also told you that President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of new chief executive officers of several agencies and parastatals under the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. The announcement was contained in a State House release issued on Friday by Ajuri Ngelale, the special advisor to the President on Media and Publicity. Ngelale said the appointment aligns with Tinubu's resolve to base Nigeria's economic revival on the foundation of trade expansion through small, medium and large-scale industry facilitation. Now, just in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store and Huawei App Gallery. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. Amid frequent cases of building collapses resulting in the loss of lives, jobs, money and environmental degradation amongst others, the Standards Organization of Nigeria has called for stiffer sanctions on quacks, approved plan violators and contractors whose buildings fail either therein or post-construction. The Director General, Chief Executive Officer of SON, Farouk Salim, attributed the major causes of building collapse to man-made errors. He reiterated that SON is committed to ensuring the safe and the safety and integrity of building structures across the country and recognizes the need for a comprehensive approach to prevent such incidents from occurring in the future.
Building collapses are not because of one item. A building collapse, which all of you know, is either they used poor quality material, or the design was not followed, or the contractor got the right standard cement, they have the right standard sand, but when they are mixing, they didn't mix the right amount to save money. So when every individual collapse is different from the other one. So we cannot say that is because of the materials, that's why the buildings are collapsing. That is why at every collapse, the authorities, which is not SON, investigate to find out the why and the when. Now, we cannot mention our industries because regardless of what they are doing, our responsibility is to protect our industry. We punish them for doing the wrong thing, but we don't advertise to the public that this particular company A produced substandard good, because we have to worry about employees, we have to worry about the future. What about if the company, well, after we find them, now they started producing good materials, now their customers will not be able to trust them again because SON has said that they are bad people. And then if SON came back and say they are good people, then what happens if they go back to their old habit? And now SON becomes a liar. So you have to understand, as a regulator, we protect the industry, we protect the human being. So we have to do a balancing act.
We'll take another break and return with stock market report. Do stay with us. It's the last trading day of the week. Bullish sentiment on the local bourse appreciated the trade by 0.1% at the close of trading. The market capitalization stands at 36.9 trillion naira mark, and market breadth ended positive with 16 gainers against 12 losers. University Press led the gainers counter with a 9.77% share price appreciation, closing at 2 naira 36 kobo per share, followed by Ella Lakes PLC. Now in 5,049 deals, investors exchanged a total of 224 million volume of shares, valued at over 4 billion naira. While it's another mixed trading day for our select foreign stocks, the UK's FTSE and US and Japan's Nikkei had bearish run, ending at 0.59% and 0.55% respectively, leaving the US Dow Jones in bull territory at 0.38%. Palestinians have begun mass exodus from northern Gaza on Friday after Israel's military ordered some 1 million people to evacuate toward the southern part of the besieged territory, an unprecedented order ahead of an expected ground invasion against the ruling Hamas militant group. The evacuation order, which applies to Gaza City, home to hundreds of thousands of Palestinians, has sparked widespread panic among civilians and aid workers already running from Israeli airstrikes and contending with a total siege of Gaza. Israel has cut off all food and water supplies and caused a territory-wide blackout. The war has already claimed over 3,000 lives on both sides and sent tensions soaring across the region. And in sports, Nigeria's Super Eagles have been drawn in Group A with hosts Ivory Coast, Equatorial Guinea and Guinea-Bissau for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. The draw took place on Thursday night in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, where the competition will be hosted from January 13 to February 11, 2024. In the qualifiers, Nigeria finished top of its group with 15 points, scoring 22 goals, including a 16-0 win on aggregate against Sao Tome and Principe. Reacting to this, veteran sports analyst Kunle Sholaja, who spoke during an interview with TV360 Nigeria, says although it is a challenging group, there is a good chance for the Super Eagles qualifying, provided they put in a good fight.
Generally speaking,
The three other teams in that Nigerian group are not strangers to Nigeria. For instance, Guinea-Bissau, we played against them in the qualifying series. And unfortunately for us, we lost to them here in Abuja in March, I think March 17, in Abuja by a lone goal. And then we were able to also defeat them in Bissau by a lone goal through a penalty kick. So that is to tell you that Guinea-Bissau will not be a team that we can think that we just have a stroll in the park against. Then as for Equatorial Guinea, we've met them twice before in the qualification for the 2010 World Cup. We played twice. We beat them on the two occasions. We beat them 1-0 in Malabo, and then we beat them 2-0 in Abuja. So those may not be the difficult matches for us, but the potentially difficult match for us is the one against the host country, Cote d'Ivoire. Apart from Cote d'Ivoire being host, traditionally they've been very, very difficult for us to beat. I remember that, as a matter of fact, the last time we won the Nations Cup, which was 10 years ago in South Africa, it was the defeat of Cote d'Ivoire that actually lifted the spirit of the Super Eagles and projected them into the path of winning that cup in South Africa. So it's going to be a difficult group, but it's not a group that cannot be surpassed. So there's no hurdle there that we cannot surmount. But the Super Eagles, as you know, as at now, we have one of the best attacking players in the continent. We have somebody like Tere Murphy, we have Osimhen, we have all of them like that. And that is where the danger lies with the team. The Super Eagles, as presently constituted, is a very good team in the attacking format. Most of the players we have are strikers, and they play in the final third of the field. That is where the problem lies. Who supplies them the serviceable passes? The midfield. The midfield is very weak, and then the defense line is also not too strong. And we've also always been having goalkeeping problems. So those are the areas that the coach needs to work on, at least in the next 90 days to the competition.
Still on sports, Nigerian sprinter Divine Oduduru has been banned for 6 years for committing 2 anti-doping rule violations, the Athletics Integrity Unit announced on Thursday, saying there was overwhelming evidence against him. The violations were possession of prohibited substances and the attempted use of a prohibited substance or method. He was also ordered to pay a World Athletics $3,000 towards the expenses. In the case, the 27-year-old maintained his innocence throughout, despite what the AIU said was significant evidence. Well, that's all on the news at this time. Many thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.